What up, folks? Alright, so I'm on my computer camera and haven't actually made a real video, so I'm doing it now. I've been going live a lot. I wasn't really, to be honest, I wasn't really a parent of the impact or, the people that are like-minded in this space in YouTube. So I kind of just, it's kind of like, oh, this is cool. A whole bunch of people want to live for a cause more than themselves, and I thought it was cool. But what I'm apparent to is that in order to stay in the conversation with y'all and to continue to be authentic in this space, that connection is needed, community connection is needed, and you know, for myself, I've experienced a lot of realms, and I've been through some interesting transitions. And I'm not saying it's normal, but I've kind of adapted to being um, standing alone, or being like the one only, not the only one, but just learning how to be with myself. So, and what that looks like is sometimes I'll be here and then I'll go ghost. But it's not because I'm trying to go ghost. It's just whatever it is that I feel like I need, or I'm not even use the word feel. Whatever it is that I'm being drawn to focus on. Sometimes it's like that. But with this season of my life, I feel like I am called to keep in communication in a way that I've never done before. And so, yeah, here I am. As authentic as you can get. I may look a little scruffy, but I really don't care. Um, this most important thing is the information that I'm getting in my head. I can go get a haircut or an edge anytime. It's just not, the things that used to be important to me are not super important to me anymore. I just wrapping my head around the daily information I get is more important. Connecting the dots. So, just to update for my videos, I first started out with you can, all your bills are prepaid, which that still stands true, and there's nothing changed about that. They're very much prepaid, pursuant 18 USC 8, um, HJR 192. A lot of people say that that law was repealed, um, but Public Law 7310 says that the United States is obligated to discharge debt, and that there's no such thing as money, which um, a lot of people have different opinions about that. Um, but the fact of the matter is that um, the federal notes, or the FRNs, for Federal Reserve notes, are a form of debt that goes against the money that America owes to other people, and therefore um, you're not really paying anything with these FRNs. You're discharging debt, um, and which is an obligation of the United States, the corporation. But as much as I want to go into that stuff, um, what I'm starting to come into comprehension is that this is a whole nother jurisdiction. This is a whole nother world. And just like you have jurisdiction of school zones, jurisdiction of um, um, in I guess in the basic terms I can say it is jurisdiction of the courts and jurisdiction of um, um, in the spiritual world jurisdiction and in the evil realm and jurisdiction. There's always jurisdiction, and you can put yourself in a jurisdiction by the way you think. And, I mean, how is that possible? Well, look at it this way, right? There are people in this realm who are who are who understand what jurisdiction is and knows how to take themselves out of the jurisdiction of the world to get different results than the people who are still in the jurisdiction of the world, if that makes sense. And as much as physical as this is, it's more spiritual than anything because the information that you receive has to be received in way past your brain, like your physical brain, and it has to um, connect with the spiritual part of you so that you don't move in an attitude or a spirit that goes against the purpose of you even knowing this information about the jurisdiction so that you can move forward in confidence. And as much as people don't want to use the Bible to, and that people get all crazy and bent up over the Bible and these religious people, because religion is not something that God wants. He wants a relationship with you so that He can unlock divine information to you about what's really going on that basic men and men with no understanding of the kingdom principles would be able to fathom. Even if they read the Bible, it'd be hidden from them because you can't ride two jurisdictions, right? You ever heard in the Bible you can't serve Mammoth and you can't serve God, you can't serve the enemy and can't serve God. You can't. It's just not possible. So once you make a decision to be like, you know what, maybe I don't know who my creator is and maybe I don't know who I really am, and you've decided that you want to deep down inside, and you decided that there is something off about the way you've been living and how things go, and you just want a deeper understanding, and you ran into my page. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence at all. In fact, um, some people are here to distract you from this realm. Some people are here to use this realm for monetary or other reasons to parade themselves as something that they're really not. And it's it's quite interesting if you ask me. Quite interesting. Um, I had a lot of questions about people setting the bills off with all the codes and the writing. Okay, so again, this channel was designed for to follow me in my journey, right? there are things that deeper, there are other things that you have to do with these processes that require you to read about what you're doing. And if you have no idea where to even start, you're just looking at this video like, okay, I see your first video and you wrote some codes down and I shared a lot of information, but like there's a lot there's more ways to do than the one way that I showed you or opened your eyes to, and there's other things that'll make what you're doing more solidified, like writing a notice to the company with the with the bill and or the coupon and the codes on it. And I've had several successes in my group, my Telegram group, and but I came into this realm, and I see that a lot of people copy off each other, and some people are copying off of gurus who are not really doing what they're really saying they're doing, and some people copy off of just the majority. And it's this, I feel like that's in any realm. People are just going to go with the popular opinion, no matter if it has substantial results or fruits or not. And I didn't want to join that crowd, and I'm not. Which is why after I did that process, I did it maybe a couple more times, and I just started to study all the processes and try to get a deeper understanding of why some people were getting remedies and some people were not. So what I've came to understand is, if you understand what the Sesta K Trust is, and you understand that um, you were born with your surname, which is your last name, as your given name, and that after you were born, you're given um, your surname was before your given name, which your given name is your first name, but your surname comes before your first name. Okay, so instead of John Doe, as you see most of your names on mail, it was it was Doe John. That's how you were born. So um, this is going to get kind of deep real quick. You know the part of oh man, the part of the umbilical cord or the sac or something, the part that's dead that comes from the baby. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, um, let's just call these people the officials of or the government. I don't want to say the government. Let's use another word, right? Administrators of people, public servants, public servant. Switch your name around. First name first, your surname last, and use that dead part that comes from the baby that's cut from the baby, and they make a fictitious or dead entity. Would you say, why would they do that? Why would that be legal? Well, there's a lot of other stuff that you got to read and research to understand why someone would even have a very interesting but genius idea on why to make a fictitious entity, right? Something happened in 1666 called and in London, and there was a big fire, and a lot of people died, and the government in London decided that they would take over a trust called the Sesta KV Trust that were assigned to every person that was born. And some people might be, what is the Sesta KV Trust? Well, it's a trust or a bank associated with your form of asset. It's an asset assigned to your name. Let's leave it that way. And you are known as surname, first name, and your also name is given name, and then surname. So those are two different people. You just the derivatives of your name were switched around. Instead of your first name and last, it's in last name and first. If I'm making sense, your last name and first is really who you are, the soul, the living person, and then your first name and last is the fictitious entity that the government made and used to make that fictitious entity. And your birth certificate is worth some pretty legit numbers, and it's sold as stocks and bonds on the market. And it gets really deep, but I don't want to spill the beans for everyone. I want you guys to do your research, but um, to make this story shorter for you, um, the faster you claim that you're not dead and that fictitious entity belongs to you and you're the owner of the fictitious entity, and that you deserve whatever damages and recompense that belongs to that fictitious entity, and the compelled performance that that fictitious entity is doing for the government, that's not that they have control over, that they're not doing, that's not doing for you. Do you understand? What does that sound like to you? Let me explain it to you this way, right? Um, Say you have a child, and your child becomes famous, or has allotted some, has obtained some money, and instead of obtaining the money, your child, you benefiting from your child, you that money or that benefit is taken by a random person or an unknown person. If anyone was going to benefit from your child, it would be you, right? Because that's a part of you, right? So look, think of the part that the fictitious entity is you, and you are entitled to some benefits, and your legal fictitious name can is entitled to discharge debts for you, and your job is to separate those two and to claim the fictitious part of you as you're claiming yourself as the agent of the fictitious business name. For some of you, this is starting to connect dots. You ever heard of a DBA, doing business as, right? A fictitious name. The faster that you get a hold of that, the faster that you can put the world on public to let them know that, hey, I hold the rights to this fictitious name. I'm not dead, and I'm fully alive. I'm docked, and that, give me my money. That's basically how I can say it. Give me my money and discharge my debt so I can do other things with my time and my family and help them live the life that they're supposed to live. Right? So this is what I'm learning, how to do that. Some people call it a secured party process. Some people call it docking their boat. Um, there's different names for it, but there's so many different ways to do it. But some people just kind of just throw spaghetti at the wall and be like, all right, I'm going to file all these papers. And then, they don't know how to stand on the paperwork they know, because they have no idea what they're filing. And so, to make a long story short, I am really close to, I've already started my process. And um, the first thing I've done is registered my fictitious name in my state. And in your state, it might be something else. It might be called an assumed name. It might be something of that sort. You just got to look it up. But that's the first step. And then there's rabbit holes in this world, yo. And it's really interesting. I got a telegram. My email is mread1@rocketmail.com. You got to email me, and I got to talk to you, so I know that you're not a bot if you want to be added to the telegram. Again, there's this information that I'm learning comprehending and I'm introduced to is this information is not for everyone, which is why um, I don't really post much. But I will post more and I will keep you up with what I'm learning. I will share what I'm learning. And if you have the opportunity to join me in my Telegram tribe, because it's only a select few, then we can together liberate and help liberate our others, our family, and our friends. Um, there's so much I want to tell you, but um, like I said, it's only so much that I can in front of the camera, and um, mo- the majority of it is through yourself and from you falling into the rabbit holes like me. No one's just giving me information, and then if they do, I have to research it and connect with myself. So right now, I'm writing some letters to TransUnion. I've got several letters to TransUnion right now, and I'm gonna write to every one of their headquarters and their offices. Uh, got some mail that I'm sending to the Department of Treasury per tax per Q. One to DC headquarters, tax per Q. If you don't know what tax per Q is, it's postage that's prepaid that a lot of people don't know about, and been sending quite a bit of mail, tax per Q, and I'd love to help you guys, but here's the honest truth: I'm not gonna be able to help all of you, and some of you guys just want to hand out, and you just want to sit on your couch and want people to give you answers. Some of you people really or sincerely want to fall into this world, and you just don't have the time. It's time restraining for you. It's okay. It's okay. At least you're willing to do some work, right? Because nothing comes to you for free. This is another jurisdiction. This is kingdom information. This is divine, and everyone is not entitled to it. Everyone doesn't think the same. So, with that, folks, peace and love. I hope this video has informed you of something. But I promise in the next video I'll be showing a process called W4ing. W4ing. Um, do a video on tax per Q. Do a video on credit restoration. Um, and a video on authenticating the birth certificate and which birth certificate you should get authenticated and why. So if you guys want more content and you want specific things you want me to talk about, shoot me an email, mreid1@rocketmail.com, or just comment below, man. Thanks for watching the channel. Peace and love. Talk a little bit low because my kid is asleep. But thanks for watching, all my supporters, those who are my Telegram channel, my tribe. Love you guys. I love every one of my subscribers. Everyone that doesn't like me, I love you too. It doesn't matter. I'm here with a message, and I'm not the messenger. God is good. Yeshua is the only living God, and everything that I do is because I am existent because of Him, and um, I praise Him and I thank Him for this opportunity to reach other people in on this platform, so that I can just do and expound my gift as I'm supposed to. So peace and love, you guys. Love you all, and God bless.